The more and more you listen to some of the things I'm saying, you may catch on that um, my my teenage kind of late teenage years. I was going to say early for college, and some of the years I spent in college was kind of like a pivotal moment for somebody like me. And I'm going to talk about techno music on this, but I wanted to first just say I thank. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for the time I grew up, and I'm going to do a plug-in about college in a second. But I'm thankful for my parents trying to help shape me to go to college. Because if it was left to me as a young teenager, I had different directions I could have gone. All of my friends didn't go to college, and I was kind of like the middle friend where I could have wound up doing other things, maybe go to the military and lead off and not have that college experience as an important thing. But thankfully, my parents took the time especially my mom, to help me, to aid me in getting to college. And even when I messed up a lot of times at college, and they were there to support me throughout my ups and downs, throughout the times I was kicked out of school, and I'm not going to go into any detail on those, but let's just say I had a bumpy ride, and I'm thankful for my parents for sticking in there. But this talk is supposed to be about techno music. So why did I start with college? Oh, here's my plug-in on college. Okay. I know in today's world things are evolving, changing, information's available everywhere online. And even because of the different things happening in the world today in the last few years and the way society is, the college experience can be different for everybody. Um, but I do want to say, outside looking in, and this is for anyone that's listening that may be a teenager considering college or considering your future. I just want to point out that what I learned after getting a degree wasn't about the content of what I learned in pursuit of a degree, because I just made sure I've learned what I needed to know to pass the test, so I got a degree. It really was about earning that piece of paper that opened up a number of doors for me after school, and it's something I carry with me today. It's a stamp on in any professional venues I wanted to work at, and even qualifications for more consulting type things where I'm maybe not employed. The college degree is in the conversation. So if anyone's considering, if you're in pursuit of college, or you're thinking about it, I would say the benefits, even in the society today, are still great when you get it. Now, I know there's a hype around doing 1, 2, 3 levels of degrees, and go from undergrad to grad and post grad, and you get like a Hall of Fame of number of degrees. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying, someone like me wouldn't want to do that. And your particular line of study may require that for you to get into certain positions. What I do encourage you, if you're on the fence, you're trying to figure out why college is important, I would say just keep that in mind. Once you get that paper in your hand, you can use it. I mean, you can still do other things like be a creator and build out a whole following on any social media platform. But remember one thing too with that: if you're building out a following on a platform, someone else owns it. It's not really you. It's not yours. I mean, the tube of you, and I'm going to say things like that. And those different platforms are venues that you're using someone else's property to achieve something, which use it while it's there, but it could disappear just like that. It could be regulated, and your empire can come down. So you want to have things in your hand that you own. Okay, techno music. All right. Um, I learned about a lot about techno back in my day, and while I was in college. I mean, I was at parties and clubs, and that's when I realized that I really liked techno. I would hear the songs at playing at dance clubs, and I started picking up on that, and I really got into more club oriented. It was a different scene. It was a club scene. It was fun. It was exciting. Techno, wow. Um, and I have a lot of experiences with listening to techno during the during the day and listening to techno through the wee hours in the night. And doing uh, attending a number of different venues and events and parties and get-togethers and having fun and acting crazy and doing all that. So, but why is techno important at this point? Well, as time went on, it wasn't. It was more than just a fun music genre for me to listen to, and more than just dance music. I started branching out into kind of the deep, deep techno, which was instrumental in nature, but it had almost like a backdrop theme as I was going to work and living through my life experiences and going through things. I would be playing some like Rave New World type stuff on my radio, on my CD player, or yeah, I did have CDs by that time. They were on CD and tape deck, but that would be the backdrop. That would help to be part of the backdrop of me living through life. So similar to the other genres that I've highlighted and mentioned, um, techno music is a big one. It's a big one. It almost brings me back to a state of mind, not just a state of mind like flying in the clouds and doing all types of fun, crazy things, but just a kind of like a state of mind at a moment in time. And techno for me has been, and it may be have been for you, almost like another source of reflection, another source of remembering the people I was around and the situations, how things played out, and the excitement there. Some of the techno I was in with some friends I had then, into some of the techno themed clothing, and I was at the stage where I was working in college and able to buy different clothes. So I remember back then the Jinko jeans that I wanted to buy, that I bought, and I wore those, and trying to uh, just express myself as someone who was styling like I wanted to do. It wasn't only I didn't only do techno. I wasn't a techno junkie, but I had some aspects of me at that time. I think back then one of the things that I wore from a clothing perspective, I had bought some like mid-high top Adidas. I had a black and white pair and a reverse color, like all black with white stripes, and then the all white with black stripes type of sneakers, and some other what were those shoes called? I got a name for them. I can't remember the name, but there was a certain brand outside of Doc Martens, which I had a pair of those too. But some other Wayne something. I can't remember the name of the shoe. But and then I had this is the funny part, because at one point I couldn't and I didn't want to spend all this money for name brand things, because I told you my mom, I grew up in a house where we didn't have all the name brands, so now I could buy the name brands, and I wanted to save my money too, so I'm buying name brand pants, Jinko, but I wanted to, Jinko spelled JNCO. I don't know if they make that anymore. But I wanted to also save too. So I was in the Payless shoe store, and I'd buy what looked like lugs, and they were leathered up like lugs, especially when you first bought them. And when you're in the club at night, they look like lugs because people can't see the name on the shoe. No one's looking at the bottom of your boot. And they felt like lugs, and I sported them like lugs, and that was part of the fun of being young and having dressing up for a club and going out and dancing and enjoying it. And like I said, this living through techno is a fiber that I'll always remember all those situations and never forget it.